Today we're talking about how to maximize fat loss in time for Christmas, so you can basically don't have to worry about eating a ridiculous amount or potentially drinking a huge amount of alcohol with your friends and family. So a bit of a different one today from me. Normally we're kind of talking about, training, fat loss and optimizing those things and my experiences around that. But today I'm going to do a video just because it's September and, in the lead up, it's chucking it down with rain. Don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I hope it isn't. Anyway, so in the lead up to Christmas, there's a period, isn't there? There's between, the 20th of December and the 10th of January, where there's a lot of you're seeing a lot of friends, you're seeing a lot of family, spending a lot of time with them, and naturally you just end up drinking and eating a truckload together. And it's fun, right? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to not do that because you want to, maximize your fitness goals or weight training or nutrition, right? I mean, you will. You probably have to accept that those couple of weeks you're not exactly going to be moving a huge amount forward, right? With fat loss or muscle building, potentially, because you might not be training, right? Being honest, most of you aren't crazy like me and go to the gym on Boxing Day. You mostly just won't do that. I've done that for the last few years, but it's whatever. I'm so locked in a routine now that I actually find it quite hard not to train. I guess healthy addiction, right? But yeah, so essentially it's kind of short-term thinking, but you're preparing yourself, right? I'm just going to do everything I can, so during that 2 weeks I can just do whatever I want, right? And I don't have to worry about it. I don't feel guilty about eating and drinking because I locked in for the 3 months before that. So honestly, the sooner you start this, the less guilty you're going to feel because you've made more progress. Number one, you're gonna put yourself in a calorie deficit, right? Over Christmas, the amount of roast dinners and beers and sherry or whatever it is, your family's choice of stuff, you're gonna eat way more than you're gonna eat way more than you're burning, right? Over the Christmas period. So it's imperative that you lose as much body fat as possible in the next 3 months. So calorie deficit, if it was me, I would go, if you're not tracking your calories, start tracking them. And then once you've worked out your maintenance, now you work out your maintenance is for 1 week, you eat what you normally would, you weigh yourself every day, you take the average. Then the next week, the second week is where you find out, because you then change the calories, up them or lower them. I'd obviously suggest lowering them in this case. Your weight will change, right, on the scales. You weigh yourself every day, you take another average at the end of the second week, and then if you've lost weight, then obviously you're in your, that's the right amount of calories to lose weight. So I would recommend whatever you're eating for maintenance, you lower it by 250 calories. That's a couple of slices of bread, that's a couple of drinks. I think that's not Diet Cokes, full fat Cokes, fizzy drinks. It's quite easy, right? It's having, less, but it's not having ketchup with your chips, if you have chips. Although chips are pretty wasted calories, so I wouldn't suggest having chips in the first place. But anyway, that's number one, right? Calorie deficit. You're going to lose body fat, so then you can have that crazy period at Christmas. Next part is training. You're going to start training at least 3 days a week with weights, because what that's going to do is that's also going to burn calories. And if you didn't know this, you obviously burn calories while you're lifting, but then also you have this thing called the afterburn effect, that when you do weights, you still continue to burn calories. I think it's for, you can Google this, right, to find out exactly the time period on it. But it's about 24 hours. For the next 24 hours, or maybe even 2 days, your body will continue to like, because you've just broken down do you know what I mean? You lose calories still. So like, if you go for a run, then yes, you burn more calories than you would going for a 30-minute run than you would doing a 30-minute weight training session, because it's more, it expends, like, you're just doing it, like, that point in time, you're burning more calories. But over the 2-3 days, you'll burn just as much from weight training, and you'll also build muscle. So like, you're not only just, you're doing like 2 good things. You're burning body fat, and you're also building muscle. So yeah, anyway, and also the more muscle this is kind of another topic, but the more muscle you have, the more weight you burn as well, to maintain, because your body has to use resources to keep your muscles like the size they are. So anyway, so like, kind of just please understand that concept, that like running all the time, like, will not, like, weight training is the way to go. Like, just please just train like 3 days a week, go to the gym. Doesn't matter what type of work, as long as you're hitting roughly every muscle group, full body, bro split, whatever, right? Just hit, push-pull legs, doesn't matter. The point is, you just need to like turn up. And there's another video of me just talking about kind of turning up to the gym that I'll just kind of like, it should appear here if I can get YouTube cards to work properly. So yeah, training and body fat, like eating, body fat, training and eating, they're the 2 things that you're going to change over the next 3 months. And if you're doing neither of those right now, if you're not eating in a deficit and you're not training weights, well, you're going to see a lot of progress if you do that over the next 3 months. And who knows, maybe you actually get to Christmas and you'll think, I've made loads of progress, I want to keep doing that, I don't want to do the whole drinking thing. Then fair enough, right? You'll make even progress. But this prepares you for if you do want to just enjoy yourself with your friends and family, which I do not blame yourself. I don't blame you at all for doing that. That's like what Christmas is about, right? Then you don't have to feel guilty about it, because you've actually put in the work for the 3 months before. And you'll probably get some compliments, right? If you stick to a plan for a little period of time from your friends and family. So yeah, bear that in mind. And yeah, obviously we're in September, so we've got a few months of Christmas. So yeah, the sooner you start, probably the more you'll enjoy the festive period. All right, cheers.